the
Yeah,
other
can
side.
we get pictures of you going over to photograph it if that's not too much
Well,
time?
we were concerned. Hi. How are you? I'm Nancy. I'm the executive director here at the Centro. How are you? Hi.
Hello, hi, I'm Nancy.
I'm the executive director.
Can we help you?
Can we help you?
No.
It's over here, you want to see it? There.
What's this, a puto or something?
Casa de Puto,
Valerie. Can you not touch the top?
Well, I saw in the media the mural.
I know, but you know.
Are we going to get something?
No, I guess not.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to sewing coffee.
Okay.
Do you want the door to open in a few minutes?
Yeah, please. I think the word's so offensive, I don't want pictures of it.
It was already the news last night.
Yeah, but they covered it.
No.
Yeah, it was covered. They were very tasteful. Nobody took pictures until the words were covered.
Oh.
This is part of history.
Maybe if you explain to me what the words say, then we can.
Spanish? Come on, close. I'll tell you what it says.
Well, you can hide.
I think if you untie it from the bottom there too.
Bruce.
We got.
Tell me your name, please.
My name is Javier Francisco.
Javier Francisco. What do you do, Javier?
I'm an independent artist, a filmmaker, photographer.
Why did you want to come down and see this?
Why did I come down here? I heard about it this morning, and I think it's very important just to be here and to see the damage that somebody did to this mural here.
What do you think's behind it?
I think it's just somebody who's either has this, I don't know, an agenda, how to just to get even, there's some hatred against, the Mexican Chicano community out here in San Diego. And they know that these two places, Chicano Park and the Centro, are very important to the community. So I think they're just doing it just to get, just to, express some hatred that they have towards the community. So, because they're very important historically and culturally, they're very important to the community.
Thanks. Does it turn the background too? Because I'd like to switch backgrounds.
Yeah, sit on the other side.
Okay. What I'm saying is I'd like to maybe point her that direction. Can I get you to step this way just a little bit? We'll put that building behind you. Well, did they succeed? Does that hurt you to see that?
It does hurt. It is painful to see these kinds of attacks on sites that are very important to who we are as a people. So it does hurt. Makes me very angry.
Tell me your name, please.
Valerie Aranda.
And what do you do, Valerie?
I was a former board member for the Centro and also former Arts Advisory Committee chairperson. I teach in the community colleges here. Also part of a national organization called the National Association of Latino Arts and Culture.
What do you do for money?
I teach community colleges, and I'm
And
also
the subject you teach is?
art.
Good.
I'm
Thank
an
you.
artist. I'm a
Okay.
painter.
Got it. And spell your name for me.
VALERIEARANDA.
Thanks a lot. We'll probably talk to you at the press conference as well, but let's try to move you back. That's good. Yeah. Your name again?
Nancy Rodriguez.
Nancy Rodriguez. And you're the director?
Yeah, the director here at the Centro.
Nancy?
That's right.
Okay. Any idea who might have done this, Nancy?
No, we don't have any idea. That's why we're looking, to the officials to help us find these vandals. Obviously, it's people that are angry or upset with the fact that we're here, but we have no idea who it is.
Angry and upset with the fact that we're here. What do you mean we're here? Who
well-
are they angry and upset at?
Well, the words "Abajo Mexico," make one think that perhaps it's anti-Mexican. And the Centro's mission is to promote, preserve, and create Mexican, Chicano, and indigenous art and culture. And so I guess we were just sort of a visible place like the Chicano Murals where this message could be delivered.
They do it to try and hurt you?
Well, it hurts. I mean, it's not something I want our children coming to rehearsal tonight to see, and all the families that are coming tomorrow to our Cinco de Mayo celebration to see. But we have procedures and so forth that we have to follow regarding the mural, so that's why we drape them. It's extremely offensive. And, we'd rather be sewing costumes and, getting ready for tomorrow's celebration, Cinco de Mayo celebration.
Thanks a lot, Nancy. Sure appreciate it. Thanks for your help. Like I said, it's not...
See, in 1973, we divided the Centro. We were contracted by the executive directors at that time to actually paint the exterior because it used to be a water tank. And it was green just like that one, ugly green, sort of military green. And so we wanted to decorate the exterior of the Centro. So we divided the Centro into 4 quarters, okay? And my quarter was this right here. Beginning from here to about a quarter of the building. Beginning from here onto the other side.
You did this then?
Yes, in 1973. We were going to San Diego State at that time, and
Is it fun for you to come back and look at what you did all that time ago?
it's been retouched, I believe, since then.
Yeah.
It's been retouched because it's been, 30 years now? And fortunately enough, I was happy because the sun wouldn't hit it, because I knew, see what happens when the sun hits something? It sort of kills the color.
Right.
So So I started painting from
You
here.
got the north side of the building. which
I
is
got
good.
the north side of the building. Yeah, we actually flipped a coin to find out, to make it democratic sort of thing. So I was given this portion of it. And
What did you think when you heard that somebody had come down here and tagged this building?
Well, we felt pretty much offended also. Pretty much like what happened
What was
to
your
Chicano
first
Park.
thought?
Well, let's take a look and see. Maybe it's the same people that actually graffitied Chicano Park. And so
You didn't automatically think, I wonder if they got my part?
not until just now when I walked around the building that I discovered that it wasn't touched.
No, but
So-
when you first heard that they tagged
Yeah, and I figured that if my portion was actually graffiti, that I will get a call from them to touch it up, and I will be like, what do I do now? No, I don't want to offend my people, but at the same time, I want to cover up what happened. So I'm glad that I don't have to face that reality either.
Yeah. Because of the battle that's going on?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it was a democratic group at that time, but it's not now. So that's why the problem. So it was all the way from here onto the other side, and there used to be a playground right in here, and I wanted to paint sort of pretty graphic images and not very offensive or anything radical. So they will be more like super graphic sort of things, so the kids will enjoy it, but at the same time have symbols that relate to our people.
What do you think to the words that were written on there?
Well, they're pretty offensive. Obviously, they're really, targeting us. It's very obvious. And it's very obvious that they're very ignorant people because the spelling of the words is wrong. But that's
think it's
besides
the
the
same
point.
people?
I believe so, yes. It's the same sort of message.
Thanks very much for talking
Oh, you're
with
welcome.
us.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Al Barajas. I'll give you a card.
Okay, thanks, son.
Sure.
We're going to just take this and drop it down the front and pull it out the bottom.
Sure. I'll give you a card so you have my name.
Yeah.
And it is. I hope you can probably at some point maybe get involved with this controversial issue. Maybe you can help us because they have.
Well, I'm not saying.
Haven't come in here to come by. Earlier they used to come in here and they had the roof problem and then they kind of closed it down. Okay, we're going to talk to you about bring it to everything like that. This is my colleague. Aquí, pero el jefe de la policía, mi papá Luis Morones, debe ser
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I'll for the conference here.
You can also email something to you, and you guys can print more. No, I'm sorry. This is Jovita. Nice to meet you. We spoke yesterday.
Yeah. She's running tomorrow.
I spoke with Javier.
Everyone, please go in.
So, of course, there's more of a history of that, so that connotes imminent violence. But we're getting.
Please come inside and get ready. We're going to start.
we're going to do the public safety one afterwards, and for that one,
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here and to thank everyone from all of the respected community leaders that are here today to talk about a couple of issues that are really confronting our community. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this in two phases. We're going to do one talking about the Casa de Mexico, an idea that many people in the community have been working for quite some time. And then the second phase of this is going to be with some of our law enforcement officials to talk about some of the things that are going on in terms of some of the hate crimes that we've seen at Chicano Park and also here at Centro Cultural de la Raza. So again, I want to thank all of you for being here on this Cinco de Mayo weekend. And during that battle in Puebla, we realized that we could overcome obstacles. We as Latinos in any region of the world can overcome some of the obstacles that sometimes confronts us. And part of that is to make sure that we continue to enrich our cultural heritage, to make sure that we have a place in this society, that the future generations in our society have a place that they can call home, a place that they can recognize, a place that they can see as their future destination to come together and to do things that are important to them in their cultural, in their language, in their heritage. The Centro, for a long time, has been one of those focal points where we have been able to come together as a community, to have some of the different arts festivities and some of the different holidays celebrated here in a manner that all of us can enjoy together and come together as a community. But unfortunately, there is one aspect that is still missing for us in San Diego, and specifically here in Balboa Park, and that is in having a Casa de Mexico. For many of you who frequent this park, you know that we have the House of Pacific Relations here. At the House of Pacific Relations throughout the world. And while we think that is okay, and we support that, the different heritages and the different cultures and countries coming together, we find it rather interesting that in a region with about 800,000 Latinos, the great majority of them Mexican, for this Casa de Mexico, Javier Diaz, who will be speaking here on behalf of the Consul General of Mexico, we feel very honored that you are here and that your presence means very much to us here in the San Diego community. And Nancy Rodriguez, who is the director and the executive of the Centro Cultural, which is going to help facilitate some of those needs over the next coming months. And so without any further ado, I'd like to ask the three of them to say a few words, and then we will take some questions from all of you. Thank you very much. Enrique.
Okay.
Buenas tardes. Thank you very much, Councilmember Ralph Inzunza. I'm really excited about the fact that you're joining our cause and going to help expedite this process, which we know will take some time, and we're working the process with the people here at Balboa Park, and we're very appreciative of all the support that we receive from the people at Balboa Park, and will continue to receive. I also want to thank my friend Javier Diaz and Nancy Rodriguez and everybody that's here today, because this is a very, very important cause for all of us. I was born and raised here in San Diego, very proud of my Mexican roots. And many, many pounds ago, I used to be a distance runner, and I would run through Balboa Park all the time when I was at St. Augustine High School and wonder why there was no House of Mexico, Casa de Mexico. So we got together when I was president of the Hispanic Chamber about 5 or 6 years ago, and we started talking about this project. And we formed a committee, and there's a lot of people that are involved with this project or have wanted to work on this project here today. People like, we have Gonzalo Rojas from San Diego State University, who's been very active with us. We have my father, Luis Morones, who's been here for 50 years from Mexico City. We want to educate the people about our proud history of Mexico, our proud tradition, our proud culture. Para nosotros es algo muy importante que estemos presentes y que tengamos una Casa de México aquí en un país en la cual esto era parte de México en un tiempo. Entonces ya es tiempo que logremos este procedimiento y estamos muy agradecidos a que
Buenas tardes, good afternoon. Como el Consulado de México, como representante del Gobierno de México en el Condado de San Diego, estamos muy interesados y muy emocionados por esta iniciativa. Una de las primeras preguntas que nos hacemos muchos de los mexicanos cuando llegamos a San Diego, y lo puedo decir incluso por una experiencia personal, es la que mucha gente se hace en Balboa Park cuando visita pues esta zona de las casas de diferentes países, es ¿por qué no hay una Casa de México? Y debo decirles que incluso en mi experiencia personal, cuando yo llegué aquí, una de las primeras cosas que hice fue pasear por el Balboa Park, traer a mi familia a pasear por el Balboa Park, y precisamente en el trolley que da el tour de la ciudad de Balboa, uno de los turistas que iba conmigo, acompañándonos ahí, le hizo la pregunta al guía. En el momento que él estaba mostrando la zona de las casas, de estas casas internacionales, esta área internacional que en el Balboa Park, la pregunta inmediata que hizo el turista fue, ¿por qué no hay una casa de México? El guía, de una manera muy profesional y muy atenta, respondió, honestamente, no tengo una respuesta. A final de cuentas, entendemos que esto ha sido un proceso que ha tardado mucho tiempo porque ha sido difícil reunir los esfuerzos que ha
Year-old institution, and our mission is to promote, preserve, and create Mexican, Chicano, and indigenous art and culture. And we do that by providing mural tours, teaching ballet folklórico, housing a permanent collection, having binational and international exhibitions, as well as performances. And we've been in Balboa Park for 32 years. And I too get asked often, why isn't there a House of Mexico in Balboa Park? And yes, this is a centro, y sí trabajamos mucho con la gente de México, pero también tengo el sentimiento, ¿por qué no hay un Casa de México in Balboa Park? And so when Enrique approached me a few months ago, I let him know that I was very supportive of his movement for a House of Mexico in Balboa Park, and we began to discuss some of the different procedures that we would need to go through to make this happen. So it is with great joy and pleasure to be here today and to be here with Ralph.
And now what I'd like to do is to maybe have some of the public safety officials here recognize and then invite a couple of people up here to talk about some of the hate crimes that have been going on. So let me first of all just thank Mr. Diaz and thank Mr. Morrones for being here. I'd like to ask both Chief David Bejarano and Mr. Hector Jimenez if they could both come up with the District Attorney's Office. And we also want to talk about this issue because this issue is also hitting us from another angle. Here we're trying to do something positive. We find that there is still hate in San Diego, unfortunately, and there are still people who don't believe that Latinos have a place in our society. And many people don't recognize the importance of these murals in our culture. When you look at Los Tres Grandes, when you look at Orozco and Siqueiros and Rivera, part of the mural work that they did in the 1920s and 30s was to bring about the cultural change that was taking place in Mexico, was to bring about a new democracy, a new revolution, a new group of people that were going to help to improve their standard of living. That type of spirit and enthusiasm carried on across the border because art doesn't have any frontiers. And it came here. It came here to Chicano Park. It came here to the Centro Cultural de la Raza. It came here to other different areas of the region. And we feel that it's wrong for people to come here and to deface our art and to do it with derogatory terms. Terms that are hateful and terms that try to bring down our community and not bring them up. And so we are fortunate to have law enforcement officials here, and I'd like to recognize some of the people who are here who are assisting in doing some of the work that we're doing here. And if they could stand, I would like to recognize them. On behalf of the U.S. Attorney's Office, their Civil Rights Coordinator, we have Chris Denorio here. Chris, thank you very much for being here. And also on behalf of the FBI, we have Erica Foxworth and Jeffrey Thurman. Thank you very much for being here. And of course, on behalf of our district attorney, we have Hector Jimenez. And I have to tell you that both Hector and any endeavor that's going to improve our standard of living here in San Diego, and Mr. Jimenez has been on the forefront of that, and I'd like to personally thank him. Thank you very much. And wherever we've been on those issues where there's discrepancy, to turn to someone who's been my hero and someone who's been a hero in our community, and that's Chief David Bejarano, and I'd like to thank Chief David Bejarano for being here as well. But first what I'm going to do is we're going to start off again with Nancy Rodriguez.
Thank you, Councilmember Insunza. On April 19th, we suffered some vandalism on the back side of the Centro, and it said Abajo Mexico. It was the day before Earth Day, and we didn't want the 70,000 people in the park to see that. So we took care of it as quickly as we could, and we thought that it was perhaps just a single incident, and we reported it to the police. Then we heard about the Chicano Park murals being defaced as well, and we became concerned at that time, and we were wondering if they were related. We're not sure if they are or not. But then when it happened again here at the Centro, coming to work, on our way in, I could see it from down the street, and I knew immediately that we had been hit again with some anti-Mexican sentiment. And it's very disturbing to have to explain what that sentiment is to our young children, our children that participate here, that are getting ready for tomorrow, the moms and dads sewing costumes, and all of the positive energy that we're looking to build for Cinco de Mayo, for our celebration this year. But yet it's something that we do have to talk about, and we do want to take care of. And so again, Councilmember Nzunza comes through for the Centro when people began to call and say, well, are you still going to do the press conference? And it was, of course we're still going to do the press conference. And are you still going to have your recital? Well, of course we're still going to have our recital.
That's right.
Vamos a celebrar el orgullo que es mexicano aquí en el Centro Cultural.
Nancy, good afternoon. This afternoon we have San Diego County law enforcement, we have federal, we have state, we have our elected officials led by Councilmember Ralph Insuncia, and most importantly we have the community here. In fact, we have a group of fifth graders here representing the entire community. They're part of our community, and we're going to send a strong message that we will not tolerate this type of vandalism in any community. The vandalism that has occurred over the last week, and we had vandalism on the 29th at Chicano Park. We had a second instance of vandalism here at El Centro a couple of days ago. These are cultural landmarks for our community. Very important for the Latino community, but for all communities in San Diego. And that's the reason I believe we have one of the finest cities, because of the diversity of our city. We are committed. We have resources that are investigating the hate incidents. Again, this is offensive language that harms our community. A lot of times it leads to even more vandalism. Sometimes it leads to people actually being harmed, and we do not want that to occur in any community. We are working with Crime Stoppers. You see a poster to my left, I believe. And these are the flyers that are being distributed throughout the city of San Diego, and specifically in the communities where we have seen this vandalism. In order to solve this crime, we need the assistance of the community. And that's why we've been successful in San Diego. When people come together, we know that somebody has a piece of information that can lead us, hopefully, to the person or persons responsible for these acts of vandalism directed towards a hate incident. So we're asking our community to get involved. We have people that can take the information in English or Spanish. So please, if you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 235-TIPS. And again, that's area code 619. There is a $1,000 reward. As mentioned by Nancy, this is actually an effort by the entire community. I'm aware that the La Raza Attorneys Association has contributed an additional $500 to hopefully get information. So I want to thank Lisa and the association. So once again, this is a commitment from San Diego County law enforcement that we will try to devote all the resources necessary to hopefully identify, arrest, and prosecute the people responsible for this vandalism. And I'd like to introduce Hector Jimenez from the District Attorney's Office. Again, he is truly a leader, not only in this city here, but throughout the nation in handling these type of incidents. So Hector, we thank you for the assistance.
Thank you for coming. On behalf of District Attorney Paul Finks, I'm here to tell you that the District Attorney's Office will continue to work with the Police Department, will continue to work with Crime Stoppers, with community agencies, and we will do whatever we can to make sure these criminals are brought to justice. I have a lot of faith in the Police Department through Chief Bejarano's leadership that these people will be arrested. And when they are arrested, they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You can count on it. The the messages of intolerance, even though they're targeted at our community this time, on this holiday, on Cinco de Mayo, which everybody knows is a Mexican holiday, it is not rare or unusual for our community to experience this type of hate or intolerance. However, next holiday for somebody else's culture, they're going to get hit. What I would like to communicate to people is that this act of intolerance to our community should be viewed as an act of intolerance against our whole community. So even though they're attacking one particular culture, the whole community at large needs to take action, needs to take a stand, and the message again of intolerance has to be reversed. We are not intimidated, we will be united.
Where's your heritage from?
African American.
Yeah, but from any particular part of the United States or something?
New Orleans.
See, I thought you had that high yellow look to you, man,
see,
brother.
That's right.
Hey, and they always confuse me with that too, man. What can I say?
Well, I can see that a little bit.
Yeah, man. Wait till I get a tan, and I used to throw my hair out too, bro.
No, but they think you from the bayou, man.
Hey.
Now, what are you doing here today?
Well, today we're repairing, or what we say, restoring vandalism. And the vandalism on murals. This one is very, very precious to us because the man that painted it originally is already passed away. So we're trying to keep the original work up.
And you mentioned these were the target of vandalism. What happened and how bad was it?
Well, we got about five murals vandalized with different slurs, racial hate type messages, anti-Mexican, anti-Chicano type messages.
How frustrating is that?
Well, I've been painting murals for 30 some years, and this is not like a new thing. I've been through the political movements of the 60s and the 70s throughout. So we've had different reactions. I think Chicano Park has always been very issue oriented and it's very media oriented. A lot of the things about our culture, our history, the pride in who we are, a lot of times doesn't sit well with some groups.
So what are you guys out here today doing?
Well, this is the Chicano Park Steering Committee's first organized restoration meeting, and we announced to everybody to show up at 10 o'clock. We've had cleaners and retouchers, and even Jack in the Box came out with some lunches for us. So it's actually been a Cinco de Mayo clean up the murals event.
Why is it so important today as we celebrate Cinco de Mayo coming up? Celebrate this and also get the murals back in shape, get it back in order.
Well, it's very important that the community, like this section right here, was already restored by somebody from the community. They just didn't want to see it any longer, so they came on their own, and that we're kind of trying to fix up what they try to fix. So it's very important that the murals be maintained and be in pristine condition.
More than 30 years of doing murals. What does it mean to you to be out here today and helping restore the murals?
Well, first it makes me feel like the people are looking at what we're working on, and that it means something to this community. I think I'm almost in a celebratory mood today. What can I say? I seem to take negative energy and turn it around into positive and creative energy. I have to do that because most of my murals have to do with things that are kind of painful to our community. Bilingual education, immigration, police brutality, all of those issues that we fought as people of color throughout are still going on now. We just had one of our committee people get brutalized by the police. So, it's not something that happened in the 50s or the 60s. It's going on in this century.
What's he doing here?
I'm kind of right now touching up this white background, and then I'm going to be coming in with some of the colors and touching up what some of the participants have been cleaning with this real biodegradable solution that we've been using.
What damage was done to this one right here?
They said, Viva la migra, long live immigration, And then they had the F word with the land of the Southwest that at one time was Mexico is a term that we call, it's a mythological term that the Aztecs used for this land that they had once walked through.
Does it make you mad?
Like I said, I really don't have time to feel that way. I react to try to make it as positive as possible. Use something negative and make it into something positive.
Good job. Your name, please.
Victor Ochoa.
All right, Victor. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Let's go ahead and paint a little bit, Victor.
All right. This is a polar bear in a snowstorm. Oh, you know, I was going to mention, well, he's over there busy.
After the 5 of the murals in Chicano Park were vandalized the last week.
And what did they do to the murals?
They wrote some racist things on the mural and some bad things, the F word, and on 5 of our murals.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really. When I first came down to see it, I felt like I swallowed a big rock. Just hit me in the stomach. I mean, this is park we've had here for 32 years. We just had our 32nd anniversary celebration on the 20th of April. These murals have never really been vandalized other than one time many years ago when there was some like just big, I think somebody had like maybe balloons of paint, white paint. But other than that, they've never been vandalized, and I knew right away that this couldn't be like youth graffitiing, because when they do that, they do like a round on a corner, or maybe one that doesn't actually have a mural on it, but they've never actually affected any of the murals themselves. And so I knew that it wasn't just, you know, that kind of a thing happening.
Now today, the cleaning effort's underway. What's happening?
A couple days ago, well, after it happened, I called Chicano Park Steering Committee members, artists, and supporters to come down here today so that we could clean up all the mess that they did on the pillars. We thought that we were going to really have to like paint over like some of which we were going to be really cautious about, because, you know, it is artwork and it's beautiful artwork. There is a gentleman that came down from, I don't know the company's name, but he brought some solution down that we tried on cleaning the murals, and as you can see, the mural behind me is just, looks like it was really never vandalized. And it's something that's really good, and we've been using them on these murals, and we're just about finished cleaning them up. This is just like the beginning, because we still, we've been working for years anyway on trying to get some resources so that we can upgrade the murals. A lot of them are like peeling because they're so old. For example, this mural here on the side, it's 30 years old, and there's little parts that are starting to peel off. We wanted to paint them and, you know, make sure that they're restored back to the way they're supposed to be. And I've asked artists, I've asked people that I've come across about putting some kind of sealant on them that would protect them. This gentleman here that bought the cleaning stuff, he says that he does have a sealant that you could put over it that would protect it, not just like from vandalism, but from the weather, which that has, caused a lot of them to get like old and
And
peel.
in terms of the semblance here of Cinco de Mayo and the cleanup today, does that mean anything to you? Does it mean more of a rush to clean up today?
Sure, but we would have done it even if it wasn't Cinco de Mayo. That, it's the park, it's Chicano Park. And no matter if it's Cinco de Mayo or Chicano Park Day, it means something to us all the time.
All right. What's your name?
Tommie Camarillo, and I'm the chairperson of the Chicano Park Steering Committee.
Spell your name, please.
TOMMIE-CAMARILLO. I'll give you a card, man. That way
How about that? All right, here we go. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Solution and food we're doing today. It's volunteers here now. Solution and food we're donating today. So cleaning solution and cleaning solution and food we're donating today. So destroy the murals. Cleaning solutions and food we're doing today. It's volunteers. Cinco de Mayo is importantly, this is 2 hours. It's almost 2 hours. All of them Cleaning solution and food we're doing today, so volunteers could help restore the murals to their original state. So do
So I can use this in my car? Yeah. Use it on your car, use it on the wheels. Watch out for some plastics, like your beer pumps, plastics like the dashboard. They're cheaper and they're not product
Cleaning materials and food were donated today, so volunteers would have no problems restoring the murals to their original state. While Cinco de Mayo is a major push for the cleanup, the most important factor is that it's home. Cleaning materials and food were donated today, so volunteers would have no problems restoring the murals to their original state. And while Cinco de Mayo was a major push for the cleanup today, most volunteers say they're doing this because it's home. cleaning materials and food were donated today, so volunteers would have no problem restoring murals to their original state. And while Cinco de Mayo is a major push for the cleanup today, most volunteers say they're here because it's home.
Tease me now, what?
I'm not teasing you.
Well, I arrived at New Orleans at 4 o'clock. Okay.
On the eve of Cinco de Mayo, major push to restore vandalized murals in Chicano Park. I'm Fred Blankenship. That story coming up on 10 News. On the eve of Cinco de Mayo, major push to restore vandalized murals in Chicano Park. I'm Fred Blankenship. That story coming up on 10 News.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, and all these prostitutes were on the street on this intersection, and I had put the little vinyl roof up on there, and they came out and they were looking at me, and I used to throw my hair out. I actually worked with the Panthers from 74 to 76, and I just saw what I said, yeah. But I mean, I was just one of those things, and then I found out I love all the Creole food and all that stuff, man, that gumbo and all that.
Oh yeah, jambalaya, all that stuff. It's good. Thank you.
Starting at the mural. When I finished that, it was like, now I've got to paint a mural.
So what do you think these guys are trying to say?
Well, who knows what they're trying to say? Maybe they're trying to say, fix up our park. We've been an orphan child for a long time.
That's an unusual way to say it, don't you think?
Who knows? They don't.
Come over here, show me your punch.
Since you already been on the case, and they see you file, so you guys can compare still sweating.
Get out, get out! Get out, fool! Está tomando, está tomando! We're not here with to get up, So you can order.
Muchacho.
Why are you considering that this might be a hate crime? Kind of describe how it fits in the parameters.
We're saying it's not a hate crime.
Oh, you're saying it's not? Okay.
Correct. This is considered a hate incident. It's an act of vandalism. Apparently, according to the painters, the damage is extensive and amounts to a felony vandalism, but it's not a hate crime. This is called a hate incident. It's not a hate crime because it does not target immediate harm to an identified individual.
Okay. And can you talk a little bit about, because of the historical significance of the murals, how...
Well, obviously this is an insult to the Latino community in San Diego County. Obviously, this is a treasure in this community, and desecrating them is insulting to them, and it's clearly sending a message of intolerance. That's why it's a serious matter.
But doesn't qualify as a hate crime per se.
Correct.
Okay. So, go over it again. Felony vandalism, and can you talk about the dollar amount?
According to the painters, according to the muralists, this damage is about $10,000 worth of damage. Given that type of according to the muralists, the damage amounts to about $10,000. In the penal code, that would be a felony vandalism. This would not qualify as a hate crime because it does not target an individual person. It does not threaten immediate harm to an unknown individual.
But the hate incident is part of the body of it, I guess?
Well, we call it a hate incident because it's an act of intolerance against an identified group, in this case the Latino community.
I guess that's it. Anything else?
That's it.
Yeah. I guess Crime Stoppers is going to come out and do something.
Right.
Reenact it or anything.
Correct.
What do we about that?
We're here to develop, we are here to assist Crime Stoppers in the development of a piece to get the word out to the community, to get people to report any information regarding this crime. If anyone has any information regarding this crime, they need to call Crime Stoppers. It's anonymous, they give a reward, and this will help us arrest the perpetrators.
Very good.
And these constitute most of the varieties that are grown today. In addition, the rice genome map can be used for biotechnology improvements, such as improving the nutritional quality or pest resistance of crops.
Which may answer the claim that it's not really an altered food, it's just an improved variety?
Well, improvement is an alteration, but it's not the kind that you're referring to.
Okay.
I don't know that I have the right language.
Their language was, it has to be totally organic. Don't be messing with this plant whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care if it has better yields. We don't care if it's you're genetically, your DNA altering what was an original food. Is that different from what you're doing?
Okay. The immediate application of the rice genome map will be in conventional breeding. Later, some years down the road, we expect to see improvements through biotechnology or genetic modification, in addition to this conventional breeding benefit.
And for food overall, does it what? Improve the taste, improve the longevity? What does it do?
Some of the improvements that we expect to see from this would include higher crop yields, which benefit the farmer, but also improved crop nutrition so that consumers have a healthier breakfast.